cards. So it's me, your babe. We're gonna go ahead and just jump into a collective. I don't know. I had time. I'm off today. It's Tuesday. So happy Tuesday. Happy start to the week. Happy April. If this is your first time seeing me, hi, my name is B. Welcome around these parts. If you're accustomed to being here, welcome back. Excuse me. I am drinking coffee. I had a Coke before my coffee. Pay no attention to me double fisting my caffeine. Okay, I'm not coming for you. Don't come for me. Anyway, yeah, so I just had some extra time. It's a beautiful day. All this Aries energy just got me feeling like I'm ready to kind of do something, and I just don't really know what to do today because I've been pretty caught up on everything in between work. I feel like I'm finding finally a good balance between work life and like work life because I do this as my business and then I work at the hospital. So work life to personal life. I think I'm finally finding a balance. And yeah, so I'm kind of caught up on like extra stuff. So this is me kind of jumping ahead of the curve. But I was like, hey, to 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, I can do some YouTube content. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, follow. This is going to be just like a general collective. I don't know what's going to come out. You don't know what's going to come out. It's going to be a shock to both of us. I'm going to start with my tarot cards and I'll kind of move around. I have the rest of my decks that I want to use over here. I have my coffee, okay? And we sip and my Jasmine Gardens voice. And yeah, we're just going to dive right on in. It's April 7th. 2026. This is a timeless reading. Remember, nothing I say here is meant to confuse you or trigger you or anything. Everything I say here is for confirmation and clarity. At any given point you feel confused or triggered by anything that I say, turn this off. Maybe I'm not the reader for you. Maybe this isn't the video for you. Or maybe now isn't the time to be trying to receive these messages. All right, so let's jump in. I have my jazz music playing. I would say it's a beautiful day. I think I want to like go for a walk around my neighborhood just because I'm trying to get some more outside time too. Just because working makes me so tired. The last thing I want to do is go anywhere when I get done from the hospital, and I still be having business work, spiritual work to do after that. But it's a beautiful day. I'm off. I really want to seize this beautiful day, and I want to kind of get some sunshine on my face. So we'll see. In the meantime, between time, let's see what we have for the collective here for this general. What do we need to know? What's going on? What does the collective have for us? What does the divine have for us? Allow this video to find those who really need them the most. All of these cards are reversed so far. We have the Seven of Swords reversed, Hangman reversed, Ten of Wands is reversed, the Four of Cups is reversed. The deck isn't reversed though. The deck isn't reversed though. I'm going through it. The deck is not reversed. Some of these things are upright, as you can see. So it's not the deck. Give me one more card. Yeah, every single last one of these cards that came out is reversed. So we have the Seven of Swords. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. Y'all know I like to sit next to the window. So I'll try to get it as close as I can so you can see it. The Hangman is reversed. The Ten of Wands is reversed. The Four of Cups is reversed. And the Two of Pentacles is reversed. I'll start with the cards that I felt called to the most just now as I was like showing them to you. I'll start there and then I'll move around, right? So you have two cards. Both cards of withholding, balancing, juggling, and rejecting are reversed. The Four of Cups upright is typically a card of something being directly in your face, but you're not seeing it, or just blatant rejection. The Two of Pentacles upright is about juggling something. The Two of Pentacles upright is about juggling something. Penny pinching, right? Balancing the energy, balancing your duality of energy and investments. Both of them are reversed. This makes me feel like for some of you, you could actually be starting to see something, right? This makes me feel like for some of you, there was something that was directly in your face, you didn't see it, right? Reverse meaning that now you're starting to see something. Something is starting to be exposed. The Seven of Swords is also reversed. Upright, that is a card of people being very strategic, not letting your left hand know what your right hand doing kind of thing. It is reversed. For some of you, this feels like You could have maybe been exposed to some things. You could have been seeing some things. This feels like for some of you in this collective where that resonates, again, you could have maybe been turning a blind eye to a lot of stuff. And maybe as of lately, up until this point, whether it be Pisces season, the retrograde season, shadow period is over this Friday. Is it this Friday? Thursday. Thursday is the ninth. So on Thursday, retrograde that was in Pisces, the shadow period will be over. It'll conclude. This makes me feel like up until this point, 10:10, as I'm looking at my phone on the time. So yeah, for some of you, you've been releasing something or need to be releasing something. For some of you, you could have maybe been, or like now you're ending a period of kind of seeing things clearly for what they are. There could have been some people, some things, some issues, some structures, some corporations in place that, has been showing you things all this time directly in your face, but you haven't really been paying attention to it. And it feels like up until this point, as of right now, things have gotten so big, and the flags have gotten so red and so loud, right? That where now you can't ignore them. That's for somebody. Okay, it's almost like how when we be laughing as girls or whatever, or maybe men might do it, but I know it's really a girl thing where it's like, I'm hearing, what's her name from Love is Blind? Was it AD? And she was like, I'm such a Mrs. Fix It bitch. It's like, oh, I can fix him. And now all of the red flags, I think, are like six flags. This make me feel like you are realizing painfully, for some of y'all where this resonates, you have been realizing painfully that, oh, this isn't six flags at all. You know what I mean? It's like those red flags that you thought was six flags. You got real close to them. They got real big, real loud in your face. And now you realize like what some stuff is. And it's making you realize, or you should be realizing, that you can't juggle certain things anymore, or that you simply just don't want to juggle some things anymore. You do have the Hangman reverse. You could be a Pisces. You could be like having Pisces in your chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, but it is also reversed. The Pisces hangman, excuse me, the hangman upright is about feeling stuck in limbo, stagnation, right? Needing to see things from a different perspective. Again, this cow is upside down. When you hang your head upside down off your bed, your entire room looks different from when you're upright side up, right? Needing to see a different perspective. This is also about sacrificing yourself, martyrdom. It could also be about, again, just things being stagnant, things being in limbo, but it is reversed. For some of you, you might be realizing during this time, and or maybe giving maybe this is confirmation and clarity to say, hey, look up, look around, look up, Marlon, say cheese. Look up, Marlon, say cheese, look around, move your head around, pay attention to what's directly in front of your face, because there could be some things directly in front of your face that you're not seeing that could be keeping you stagnant, could be keeping you in limbo, could be keeping you from really moving forward. There could be some things that are directly in your face that you need to pay attention to that can really help you see things from a different perspective, see some people from a different perspective. Y'all know I like to make this a little interpersonal, right? So let's talk about maybe a revelation that I've had. I'm dealing with a certain somebody, been dealing with them for the past couple of months, but they have been showing certain signs directly all in my face. As of lately, it's been getting very, very obvious to me of like, oh, this is just who you are. You know what I mean? Oh, this is just who you are. This isn't a character flaw as much as it is a character trait. This is what you like to do. This is the person you like being. But the whole time I'm thinking like, oh, maybe they just going through some stuff. Maybe they just dealing with some stuff. Maybe it's just certain things going on with them that, makes them act in a certain type of manner. Because this is someone who I perceive is going through a lot. So it's like, okay, I can have empathy and sympathy and understand, people grieve different. A lot of things happen and operate differently. It's like, nah, this is who they are. And the proof has been in the pudding all this time. I just really haven't been seeing it because I just haven't been seeing it. I've been saying that it's this thing when no, it's that thing, right? Seeing it from a different perspective. Oh, you're not just grieving. This isn't just, oh, because you're grieving and you're going through a lot and this is just your grieving process, or, people cope differently. No, this isn't just a coping method. This is your life. You know what I'm saying? That was a revelation I had to have on a certain somebody to now figure out how I want to move differently, how I want to operate differently, how I want to be moving forward. This is someone who maybe, perhaps in a sense, was kind of doing that to me on some like not really showing you what my left hand doing, but that's definitely something I did over the past month. I think this retrograde really put it on my mind, paired with the full moon in Libra, right? The connections that I have in my life and whether they add to my life or take away from it, right? And I can't excuse how people decide to show up. But again, it was just like an eye-opening experience. It kind of, exposed some things for me, but I had to move strategically to do it. I had to really kind of sit back, bite my tongue, which is very foreign for me. You know what I'm saying? Really kind of tally up some things, build a RICO case, really kind of see how this person wanted to show up, how they chose to show up, as opposed to how they could show up, to really kind of get that analysis. For some of you, you might need to do that. For some of you, you have been doing that, and let this serve as confirmation for you that you are on point. Don't talk yourself out of your intuition. Okay, this person might have baggage, or it could add extra baggage to your life, this situation, you know what I'm saying? Because that, my example could apply to really anything. People at your job, the structure and the setup of your job, how it's really ran, how it's really oriented, and the real code of ethics behind your job, or your supervisors, or your friendships, your family members, your love relationships, your sexual relationships. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to what's being shown in front of you, and be very clear on what's being revealed in front of you. For some of you, again, this could be about rejection. Four of Cups is not only something being directly in your face and not seeing it, but it could also be simply just rejecting the idea. Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are the first time, believe them. Okay, so for some of you, you could maybe even be rejecting the idea, rejecting the fact that, oh, this is the job, or this is how this is really ran. This is what these people are really about. This is what this is really built on. This is really the friend that I thought that I had. This is really the lover that I thought that I had. This is really the cousin, family member, sister, friend, or whatever that I thought I had. What's being revealed to you right now at that time? And really ask yourself, is that something worth juggling? The Two of Pentacles reverse here makes me feel like it's not worth juggling. The Ten of Wands here reverse make me feel like it's not some burden and some baggage to be dealing with. So even if it is a job and things are being exposed about, maybe some funny business or some flaw about the people in your job, or the higher ups, or your coworkers and your peers and your employees, is like, pay attention to that. And don't let it stress you. Don't allow yourself to add any other burdens on your plate. Ten of Cups reverse. Whatever fantasy that you think is going to be happening is not going to happen. I got a coworker who, even at our job, you know what I'm saying? This is somebody who acted like, oh, well, if I can just talk to them, maybe we can be the one to change the system. I said, well, how the hell you going to change the system that's been in place and running and structuring before we even got here? We just a number, for real. Like, that don't mean that these people been doing this since before they even knew who we was, before we even got here. You think that you going to have one conversation and change the system? You picking up more baggage. You picking up more burdens. You need to see this from a different perspective. You finna slow yourself down. You finna add more headache and stress to yourself, and expose yourself and what you really feel about the job. You feel me? Before you will change their mind on what's been working for them, since before we even knew that the job position was open. You know what I'm saying? Like, please be for real. Give me this Four of Cups reverse for my collective. What energy is this? Yeah, tower moment. Yeah, something being directly in your face that was bound to drizzle. So for some of you, this could be current, and for some of you, this could be something that's already happened for you. Again, Pisces, he is here with this hangman reverse. So again, Pisces energy, Pisces season could have been significant. The Pisces retrograde could have been significant, or you could be a Pisces. The Tower card is here also. It is reversed. You could be a Scorpio, have some Scorpio in your chart, okay? Um, Somebody involving you could be a Scorpio and or a Pisces, okay? But the Tower card reversed would indicate an inevitable ending that people are trying to keep it from ending. This is an inevitable ending. This is an inevitable change. You know what I'm saying? You just trying to fight to stay at the job. It's inevitable that you get another one. You was never meant to stay here anyway. It is inevitable that you get a new lover, get some new friends, find a new person to confide in. Okay? Because it's inevitable that this was going to happen anyway. For some of you, again, there's something that could be directly in your face, or maybe you see what's in your face and you're just flat out rejecting it. Pay attention to what is being revealed and exposed to you at this time. Yeah, Six of Wands just flipped over reverse in my hand. So something that you want to be successful will not be successful. Okay? And you'll hurt yourself trying to hold on to something and cling to something to keep it from crumbling down, instead of just letting it fall by the wayside and saving yourself the hassle. Okay? See something from a different perspective. Sometimes rejection is God's protection. And sometimes things be like one, if there's ever a prayer that I have in my life at 28 is I thank God for the things that didn't work out for me because it set me up for the things that were supposed to work out for me. All of the relationships I always pray to God that I wanted. Oh God, I just really like this person. All of the friendships. Oh God, I just really care about these people. And all of the people I done prayed for. All of the people I done been pulling on God coattail about. And I thank God that He never gave me what I thought I wanted. Because in hindsight, I would have been miserable, just like some of these people. You look back at people now when they miserable, they life is not what they thought it would be, and they not going in the trajectory they thought they would be going in. And I thank God that I got out of all of that unclean and unscathed. You know what I'm saying? But imagine trying to fight for something that is inevitably going to end anyway. You're not doing nothing but breaking your own heart. So pay very close attention to the things that's in front of you. Like I said, if it's inevitable that you don't work at the job no more, trying to fight tooth and nail to stay at the job is only gonna break your heart when they still let you go. When you walk in that office and you see that letter of resignation and they want you to pack your shit on up and be on up out of there before the niggas is back from lunch, you're gonna be real sad. But see, you should have just got up out of there and moved when God was trying to get you to move. I think I was talking to a lady the other day about that at work when she was saying like she feel like she stayed at the job that I'm at too long. Older lady, much older than me, and she was like, and I regret that because when God tell you to move, you really gotta move. And now I feel like I was too scared to move. And now that I'm ready to get out of this job, I don't know if I'll have the opportunity no more because I didn't trust God when He told me to move. That's a thing. Like, you gotta really lean into that. You gotta move. Even in a relationship. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Imagine staying in a relationship that inevitably is meant to end anyway. You just chasing and clinging and chasing, begging and pleading and begging. At the end of the day, it's gonna end regardless. So you can do this the easy way or you can do this the hard way. Ace of Swords is here, which I think pairs nicely with this Hangman reverse because again, clarity, seeing things from a different perspective, seeing things from a different viewpoint, getting different clarities, getting different confirmation. You know what I'm saying? Seeing things really, really clearly. So this could be even a communication of some sorts. If you're dealing with somebody, this could be a good time to really go ahead and communicate. Hey, maybe we shouldn't be friends anymore. Maybe we shouldn't date anymore. Maybe we shouldn't, do this or do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a job. Hey, I don't really know what my next job is, but I'm just going to go ahead and put my 2 weeks notice in anyway. And I'm going to just trust God to let God sort the rest out. But I need to leave this job. I need to leave this home. I need to leave this relationship. This is inevitable. It's not going anywhere. The foundation that this is built on is faulty, it's fake, it's unstable, it's unsturdy. Somebody got to move. You got to get moving. I feel like this message feels very indicative of when God tell you to move, get moving. Don't miss your blessing trying to drag your feet because you scared or because you nervous and because you're not just seeing things from a different perspective. If you want to get out of limbo, get yourself out of limbo. But listen to what's being said to you to help yourself get out of it. Give me the same man reverse. Queen of Cups. So again, air, water sign energy. Like I said, definitely Pisces energy. The Queen of Cups fell directly on the Hangman card, so double emphasis on Pisces energy. But water sign energy is here. You could be a water sign, have some water in your chart. Yeah, and then look at the Ten of Swords falling directly on this Hangman card. So again, double and triple confirmation, seeing things from a different perspective, seeing things from a different manner. The Ten of Swords is also a like mentality. It is for me as a reader, also like a card of your perspective, the way you think, your mindset, your mentality around shit. So for some of you, again, needing to see things clearly, what is your mentality around shit? If you feel like, oh, I just can't go get another job, yeah, of course you will feel more compelled to cling to the job that inevitably needs to end anyway. Again, it was never meant for you to just stay at this job for years and years and years. You and this bitch racking up a 401k plan and retirement insurance and shit. You didn't need none of that because you weren't gonna stay here to the end of your days anyway. This job was a stepping stone. It was never meant for you to stay and collect retirement. You made that idea. That ain't what God told you to do. That's what you said that you were gonna do. But when God has bigger and better for you and He tells you to move, You got to let this go in order to get something better. You have to let go of the job to get a better one. You have to let go of the man to get a better one. You have to let go of the woman to get a better one. You have to let go of the friend to get a better one. You have to let go of the car, the home, the apartment to get a better one. But then you like, oh, but I just, I'm just gonna, I don't know, God. I'm just gonna hold on to it, cause what if I don't get another one, and then what if I, yeah, but that's all your mentality. That's all your mentality. That's all your mindset. That's a perspective thing. But what if I don't find another person like that? What if I don't find another friend? What if I don't find nobody else to love me? What if I don't find another home? What if I don't find another this? What if I don't find another that? What if you do though? It's a mentality thing. It's a perspective thing. Your mentality and your perspective is the number one thing that can keep you stuck, that can keep you stagnant, that can keep you in limbo. When things are inevitably supposed to be ending anyway. Death card down at the bottom of the deck. Your mentality can keep you stuck in situations much longer than you need to. Your mentality and your mindset around things can keep you stuck in jobs much longer than you need to be. Again, your perspective, your mentality, getting a new mentality, getting a new perspective, seeing things differently, getting new clarity. So, what are you clinging onto right now at this time? Going back to just like what my partner said, we was working together. Oh yeah, but if we, because if I go talk to them and then tell them what needs to change, I'm gonna tell them that if they want to hire me and keep me as a worker, these people gonna walk you out personally themselves. You think they care about that? You really think your shit don't stink that much as a worker where you feel like, well, if y'all want to hire me permanently full time, then this needs to change and that needs to change and that needs, they'll be like, all right, well, good luck in your next endeavor. And if that's what you need, then cool. But again, understand that some situations just don't require for you to be there for that long. Some situations you're in for just a season and a reason. That's it. Once the season gone and the reason has been understood, you on to the next thing. All of this shit is a stepping stone. You're not supposed to be making yourself comfortable in no cot. You're not supposed to be at the cot long. You know what I'm saying? It's like you trying to make up. You stay in a tent, but you trying to make that shit real fancy. You're not gonna be here long. You're not supposed to be here long. So don't even waste your time trying to make it all super super comfortable for you because you're not supposed to be here long. That's what this feel like. And that's rooted in a mentality that needs to go. 1010, I'm seeing it right here with the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords directly here in my face. I just saw 1010 also when we started this. So again, a lot of releasing right now is a good time to really be thinking about what needs to be released, who needs to be released. Again, we are fresh into the spring equinox. The astrological new year has started. The year of the horse has started. This is a good time to still keep releasing and getting rid of things so new things can come in. This can also start with your mindset and your mentality. If you want to really lead your life with a can-do attitude, you have to really instill that can-do attitude. You can't just wake up in the morning and then pick that shit off the side of the road like a Mario mushroom and shit and then eat it and you just on that type of time. Nah, you got to really instill that. You got to really work for that. You got to really put them hours in to reprogram your thinking to say, you know what? I'm gonna leave this job and I'm gonna walk out on faith. I'm gonna have a plan. I ain't telling you to fly by the seat of your pants and not have a plan. That's not what I said. I didn't say call them tomorrow and then quit and you gonna come in my comments and act like what you said. That's not what I said. It's not what I said. I didn't say that. What I said was, okay, what I said was have a plan, but don't stay. Okay, don't cling to the job or the relationship or the person or whatever this is, but get a plan. What is your plan? Similarly with me, I understand that this is someone who, similar to the person I was talking about, I can't have them in my life like that, not in super close proximity. But see, my plan is we can still be cordial. We just got to be cordial from a distance. I just got to love you from a distance. We can still be in each other's life in a very, every so blue moon type of way. But until you can clean your act up, I don't see you being somebody, you know what I'm saying? That's super close proximity, but that's just my plan. Now, I could have cut this person off, but I always do that. So for me, it's like, okay, let me work on not burning bridges that I might need or burning relationships that I might eventually, maybe in the long run, become to miss and really want. But that also don't mean I have to have people attached at the motherfucking hip with me either. So what's your plan? If you feel like, oh my God, B, I just really don't like my job. but I'm scared I might not get another one that pay that well. Cool. You ain't got to wake up and quit tomorrow, but you also need to be in your free time looking for one that might pay that well, or looking for one that's still in that caliber. Get into the interview room and negotiate your price. Come on now, hangman reverse. That's a different perspective, right? Look for another job. It don't when you get to the interview application process, you might even look at it and go, damn, I'm you know what I'm saying, that's $5, $6 shorter than what I'm making right now. But when you get in that room, you can negotiate your price. If your resume look good, if your talk game is good, and you can really wow them when you get in there, who's to say that you can't negotiate what your pay rate and salary rate is? You can. But you can't do that if you just stuck at this job that you can't stand just because, oh, the money is nice. The money is always nice. It always get the bills paid, but are you happy? Is it in alignment with you? Is it draining you and stressing you out? Or is it encouraging you and motivating you to really do more, go more, and reach for the stars? That's something to think about. Again, because things are inevitably going to end. This feels like an energy of whatever this is you clinging to, person watching. Inevitably, it's gonna end. So let's keep saying that it's the job. You can not do this, but then you get to work one day and they fuck around and fire you. Then what? God keep telling you to quit. You didn't quit. Okay, cool. So He put it on their mind to fire you. Now what's next? You don't want to lead the man, God that made the man lead you. You didn't want to lead the woman, God that made the woman lead you. You didn't want to lead them friends, God that made them friends lead you. Now what? Where do we go from here? Have you thought about it? Or are you still clinging to the potential of something that inevitably is bound to drizzle out anyway? The lover's card, right? And it's okay to love people, love things, have love for your job, have love for your coworkers, have love for these folks and all of that. But at the end of the day, what about you? What about you? There's something that's directly in your face. If you're not seeing it, you finna start seeing it. You need to start seeing it. For some of you, you've already started seeing it. You need to ask yourself, what are you gonna do about it? It's not enough to just be dealing with the shit. It ain't enough that Pisces season it didn't expose that friend, and you realize now that that friend that you thought was your motherfucking friend really is a snake, really is fake, really is messy, really is gossipy, really is two-timer, really is backstabbing, really is two-faced. But then you like, oh my God, but that's my friend, and I done known them for so long. What if I never meet nobody else like that? What am I going? You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna do? I be needing my friends. Okay, you have to let go of that friend, get a better one though. And that might need to be the mindset. You know what I'm saying? If you walk around like, damn, I feel like my friend kind of sneak dissing me, but I ain't got no more friends, and making friends is hard as an adult, and I just don't want to. Okay, you already setting yourself up for failure. You already setting yourself up for failure. As opposed to say, you know what, it hurts. It sucks that this has to happen. It sucks that I really got to get rid of my friend. It sucks that that things had to come to this. It sucks I had to break up with my person. It sucks I had to cut my cousin off and cut my family member off, do this and do that. But I mean, it's always gonna be replaced with better. It's always gonna be put back in with better. But you have to believe that. It don't matter if don't nobody else believe it, because if you don't believe that whatever is going on, you feel me, it will be replaced with better. Yeah, I know. It sucks to have to leave my job, but I know God got the rest of it. That's the mentality to have. That's the perspective to have. There's so many fish in the sea. I don't have to worry about breaking up with my partner, because what if I don't find another one? There, you know how many people out here in this world? You'll find another one, and better. You'll absolutely find another and better. You'll find somebody who do exactly what your other person didn't do. You'll find a friend who wanted to do all of the shit your old friends didn't want to do. You'll find another job who accommodates you so much better. All of the things that you like about this job, plus less the hassle, less the stress, less the annoyance. So definitely something to consider. Pay attention to what's in your face. Release what needs to be released. Okay. Don't miss your blessing because you kind of wanted to be stuck and cling to the past. Don't cling to an old timeline because you'll stay stuck there. So yeah, this is not the time to be doing that. Don't stay stuck in the old timeline. Things are shifting. The frequencies are shifting. I picked that up the other week in my spirit. That the timelines are shifting, the tides are shifting, the frequencies are shifting again, as they usually do. Okay, this is the time to make sure you're a part of that frequency, or if not, you'll get left in the dust. Just like I told you about that lady at work. I wish I'd have moved. What she said? I wish I'd have moved when God told me to move. I wish I'd have moved when my biggest regret is not moving and leaving this job when God told me to leave this job. Because now I feel like I'm stuck at this job. And I'm so ready to leave. I'm so tired of being here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to keep working here. That stressed me out all the time. But when God told me and put it on my heart to leave, I was too scared to leave. Hmm. Yeah, all right. Give me an oracle for my collective. Yeah, education. Education. Do I have the book by me? No. Magic Stream down at the bottom of the deck. I was looking for the book because I really can't. Look at Judgment fell out on my lap. That's funny. I didn't even pay attention that it was on my lap, but Judgment fell out. And it's been on my lap this whole time. Pay no attention to it. Education, the education card though, if I remember correctly, is about paying attention to the lessons and like being teachable. Okay. You don't know everything. Nobody really knows everything. Even the smartest person in the world has to be a student sometimes. Making sure that you are a student right now is a good thing. Okay, making sure that you be quiet, you listen. Now I said, look, it took for me to kind of really go into a stealth mode with this particular person for me to really realize like, oh, you not, this ain't just you grieving and going through grievances and this is how you cope. This is how you live your life, which is different. If this is how somebody cope, it's like, oh, I can love you through this rough patch because I know you're just going through a rough patch and you'll shake back once you get back to yourself. I can't support nobody through what is a daily, usual, everyday occurrence. This is what you do on a daily. This is what excites you. This is what gets you going and wakes you up in the morning. Oh yeah, I can't compete with that, right? Learning how to be teachable, learning how to actually listen, you know what I'm saying, and understand the lessons. Sometimes you don't always know everything, and by really paying, sorry, I hit the mic, and by really paying attention, I don't know why that startled me that I just hit it. Anyway, sometimes by really listening and paying attention, you can really understand the message and the lessons that are coming towards you. There are some messages and some lessons that are coming towards you. Magic stream down at the bottom of the deck. None of them will be coincidental. None of these lessons will be coincidental. None of these things being exposed right now are coincidental. None of these things that is being brought to your attention right now is coincidental. Okay? You went at Six Flags and then magically it's like, oh, who planted all of these red flags here? I thought I was at Six Flags. They were there before. They was there beforehand. You know what I'm saying? You just thought it was Six Flags. No one else told you that it was Six Flags. But you like, damn, bitch, I thought I was at Six Flags. Where did all of these? Who put all of these signs, these red flags in my Six Flag flags? It's like you did. You did. So pay attention to the lessons. There are things that are being brought up to your attention right now, right? The universal flow of consciousness is the magic screen. One situation leads into another situation, leads into another situation, leads into another situation, leading into another situation, and this is now the universal flow of consciousness. There is a common denominator. You would have to ask yourself what's the common denominator to really ask yourself what's being taught to you to really understand and receive the lesson. But there is a lesson here in place for a lot of y'all, and it'll require a shift in mindset and mentality. It'll require you seeing things from a different perspective. It'll require you really getting clear and getting clarity on what's going on directly in front of your face, and then figuring out what you're going to do. But there are some things that are being brought up right now and exposed, whether it be because you got into a strategic move and you started paying attention to people, or because people who might have been moving strategically with you will begin to be exposed. And whether or not your life kind of continues to move forward on a positive trajectory or completely halts and it stops de- depends on you and your ability to be able to let crumbling foundations crumble. You can always rebuild them, right? That's the thing about a tower moment. The tower moment isn't an inevitable ending like a death card. It's an opportunity to redo it again. Something about the foundation, something about the security, something about the originality of when something started just didn't start on positive, secure grounds. It was shaky, it was faulty, it was manipulative. You know what I'm saying? Again, now I said it could be people with you, like your job, right? Maybe you got the job and you ain't realized till 6 months into it, like, oh, my boss lied to me. All of this bullshit about this and that and is and all of that old BS. This job is nothing like he said it was. But shit, you here now. You already making money, you already on the clock, and it gets your bills paid. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's like this is an inevitable ending. Getting this job was not on shaky good grounds. This is someone who manipulated you, maybe baited you to say yes to a job application just because he wanted the position filled. But that don't mean you gotta stay. That don't mean, well, I'm here now and well, it pays my bills and I don't know if I'm gonna find another job that pays my bills. That's all mentality. Again, there's a lesson here. And a big part of this lesson feels like it could be with your mentality and the way that you think or the way you perceive something. The way that you kind of assume for something to happen or just simply the inability to just let dying things die. You can't keep the roses forever. The roses will eventually die. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how much you try to water them and resoil them and repot them. Flowers eventually are meant to die. Things are meant to die. Things are meant to decay. So what in your life right now are you not letting go? What in your life are you not allowing to crumble? Even if it's something that you can come back to and rebuild. Certain relationships, certain times, sometimes you got to let the relationship crumble and you got to come back at it from both two mature standpoints for it to rebuild. But you first, before you can get to the rebuilding process, you got to first let the shit crumble and die. You got to let the shit go first. Friendships too, you gotta let the shit go first. Relationships too, family, you gotta let the shit go first. Let it crumble and die. Let the foundation just go ahead and perish, and then you can come back if you want to and rebuild the foundation. But it needs to be built on faulty, on secure, stable foundations. It needs to be built on truth, honesty, trust, whatever, 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 whatever. Okay. If I'm calling signs, again, I did have water signs, very, very heavy emphasis on Pisces and Scorpio. And this judgment card does give me a little bit of Libra, so you might have some Libra in your chart, or you might know a Libra or something like that. Okay. Thank you again so much if you got this far. I really appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, leave me some comments. If this resonated, I am open for personal readings. You can book with me about that. Drop down below in the description box. You can find me on my other platforms also. And yeah, I'm Audi 5000, and I'll see you over on the next video. Bye.